Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Piper Heart Children God. So I figured out the 45. I was getting 4 and 5, and then 4 and 5. So if it's mainly just God pleading, really. Now this has to do with Ezekiel. We're in Ezekiel, and I got 45:9, and this has to do with, well, just it's technically still all the corruption going on. And God is giving one of his last, like, if this doesn't stop with the corruption and the lies and hurting people, relocating people, keeping everyone in sheer fright and panic with things that technically are they're avoidable. And so we have the offerings of the temple. I'm gonna recommend going to Matthew Henry, and I pray that this is what I'm supposed to share. So it is chapter 45, and it's verse 9. And it's, "Thus says the Lord God, let it suffice you, O princes of Israel, remove violence and spoil, and execute judgment and justice. Take away your exactions from my people, says the Lord God. You shall have just balances and a just ephah and just bath. The ephah and the bath shall be of one measure, and the bath may contain the 10th part of a homer, and the ephah of the 10th part of a homer. The measure thereof shall be after the homer." Now that's going into more measurements and things about the land of the temple priests. And there has been word of something still at the east side of the wall of where Jesus entered prior to his death and resurrection. I don't know if it just has to do with no, I really feel God is doing something, and he's always doing something, but this situation with the added extra betrayal from our government in regards to all of this going on over there. So more or less, this is kind of just one of the last warnings. So by July, God's going to pretty much let most of that look like a desolate wasteland, because just simply nobody would do what they were supposed to do. And it really wasn't that complicated. You just stop murdering people for money and power and all these other reasons that are so not important to God. And we're going to find that out very quickly. Trump is in a lot of trouble. And this whole shove on now you're just flipping over to the right side and trying to restrict even more. And maybe in some instances even make heavier, more demented threats of getting people in trouble for things that they shouldn't be in trouble for. Absolutely not. So it's pretty short and sweet, really. It's, "Thus says the Lord God, let it suffice you, O princes of Israel," and all over, by the way. "Remove violence and spoil and execute judgment and justice. Take away your exactions from my people, says the Lord God." And then you go to Ezekiel 44:6, Jeremiah 22:3, and then the translations would be enough plundering, and then you better get your justice and righteousness in order, because it's just laced in lies. And stop dispossessing. So none of us currently really know who you're working for. I mean, a lot of us knew it was going to go to poop, but because money is money, right? Money and power is money and power. Yeah, great work. So we're going to see just how much control all of you big fat satanic leaders have, because God's going to let you know. And as for this seizure down the center of our country, I don't know what that is. That could be the final to-do way down the road. But there's some kind of geographical physical divide, and it will maybe it's going to go this way, but I was getting north to south, but I don't know where this, I got in the middle of the country. But maybe it was just symbolic of the social, spiritual, and, well, they've made it into a political divide. I think right now the most just sad part for me is to see those in their 20s and early 30s, like they were really hoping. They really fell for your MAGA mahahahas, and coming from someone like me that has had the local police and state of Michigan harassing me incessantly most of my life, including my son and my husband. I've been disgusted a long time, and well, I'm gonna do my best to take a little more time off, but I want to believe that I could just end here and say, this was it. You know, I mean, how much longer did you want God to give us? So, He can give us more, but it's going to be more of a painful stage of events than a breakthrough. So, expect the oppressive spirit. Expect the hovering, just like, when is this going to let up? It's not going to let up. And that's sad, because it could have let up, but it's not what any of our leaders chose. So here we are. And so we're all going to be punished for a bunch of fat pigs not doing their work right.